Hello, welcome to Clash of the Rams, the sports talk show. I'm your host, Jeremy Hayes. Along with me, we have Davison Perez and Eric Russo. All right, guys, we're going to start off the show. It's Super Bowl week. The Patriots are back in it. This is our second time on Clash of the Rams where we're covering the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Probably their toughest opponent since the St. Louis Rams that they've had. What do you guys think of the matchup between Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, and just two of the most dominant teams this season? Davison?
I think it's going to be a phenomenal Super Bowl between these two teams. Two of the best teams, in my opinion, in the entire year of football. Tom Brady, he's going to do his thing, I believe. I don't see them running the football too much just because the Seattle Seahawks run defense is so stout. So I see them passing the football quite a bit. I don't see them staying away from Richard Sherman or anything. I think they're going to attack. They're going to move the ball down the field, and they're going to score not as many points, but a decent amount.
All right, Eric?
Like Davison said, this is going to be a great game. It's the two best teams. These are the teams we expected to be in it at the beginning of the season. As far as Brady and Wilson goes, it's a great quarterback matchup. It's a great coach matchup. It's a great defensive matchup. All the matchups that you can talk about, they're all good. In this case, though, when you say quarterback-wise, Brady has more experience. Does he really, though? Russell Wilson's been there. He won it last year. He proved that he can play on the big stage. So you have two guys who have won it before, so a great matchup there. And obviously the coaching thing with the two guys that have coached the Patriots before, and Richard Sherman and Darrelle Revis, all these great matchups. Two great teams. Really looking forward to the game on Sunday. It's going to be a great one, no doubt.
Now with Super Bowls, we talk about all the possibilities, and this is something I wanted to bring up. When you talk about the Seahawks versus the Patriots, last time they faced each other and Russell Wilson had a good game, the starting cornerbacks for the Patriots were Devin McCourty and Kyle Arrington. It just shows you how different this team is, and the Seahawks are doing better than they were before. So as far as Russell Wilson, we're saying that, yeah, he competed well in the Super Bowl last year. He's proven that he belongs in the NFL when a lot of people didn't fall in love with him in the draft or anything. Do you think he's really going to be able to compete against this Patriots defense and secondary that has been pretty phenomenal this season?
Yeah, I think he is going to have a tough time. His receivers are still relatively young, and while they have been to the big stage last year, facing such a different Patriots defense this year is going to be a tall task, especially now that they have Darrelle Revis and they have Brandon Brown there. Guys that can actually make plays on defense. It's going to be pretty tough for Russell Wilson, but I still think that Russell Wilson is going to do a lot of damage on the ground with his legs. Not like he did against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, but I think that he's going to have a lot more success in that respect against the Patriots.
Look, this is the game that Revis and Brano were brought here to play. Belichick brought them in to play in the Super Bowl, to be shut down against a great team, against a great quarterback, and that's what they're going to have to do. Last week you saw Russell Wilson have some trouble against Green Bay. He threw all those interceptions. Maybe they learned something from that. Maybe they do something to kind of throw him off in the same way. But like I said before, he's a great quarterback. He's been there before. He's going to get it done, but it's just a matter of will they be able to make the plays and take away the receivers at the right time during the game. But I think that's another great matchup is Revis and Bronner against Wilson.
And one thing that really just can't go unnoticed is the impact that Marshawn Lynch is going to have. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding Marshawn Lynch with his interviews, whether or not he's going to wear gold cleats at the Super Bowl,
end zone gestures
and whatnot. But he is definitely going to have a huge impact in this game. And we're going to talk about it a little later with the Patriots defense. But those guys up front in the Patriots defense need to step up if they want to have a chance at beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Because Marshawn Lynch is the beast now. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. And going into the offense, like we're dissecting, the Patriots have their hands full because they have a young quarterback, but they also have the best running back in the league right now. So how will Coach Bill Belichick and Pete Carroll, how you think their game plans are going to affect this matchup? Because football, it's all about matchups. We've seen in the past anybody can win the Super Bowl, even like whoever the underdog is. So who do you think is going to have the edge between Belichick and Pete Carroll?
I personally think that the Patriots have a lot more weapons on offense than Seattle does. I mean, you have Brandon LaFell, you have Hooman, who is a wild card in my belief. You have obviously Rob Gronkowski. You have Tim Wright. You have a bunch of people that can go out there and make plays. And honestly, in my opinion, I don't think Rob Gronkowski is going to have the significant impact that most people think he's going to have. I think the Seahawks aren't stupid. They're going to make sure that Gronk isn't the reason why they lose this football game. And if you ask me who's going to have the best impact on offense for the Patriots, I'm going to go ahead and say it's Brandon LaFell, just because he's been having a steady postseason, and he's made some pretty good plays that have kind of gone unnoticed against the Ravens with that catch that he made in the third quarter. He's kind of been flying underneath the radar, but I think he's going to have a pretty big Super Bowl.
Even if Richard Sherman's on him?
But that's the thing. I think that Richard Sherman is going to be more focused on, Edelman and Amendola, in my opinion. But,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I think some of the biggest X factors in this game are going to be those second-tier guys, because you have these great cornerbacks and safeties that are going to take away the Gronks and those kind of guys. So I think it's going to be seeing, what does Danny Amendola do in this game? What does Brandon LaFell do in this game? Those kind of guys. As far as what the Patriots do against Marshawn Lynch, I think, you've seen the Patriots this season kind of give teams the run and, shut down that passing attack. But what do they do this week? You have maybe the best running back in the game. Do you give them the run? Because that's kind of dangerous with someone like him. So it'll be interesting to see what Belichick comes up with as far as shutting down the Seahawks offense. If they zero in on Wilson, if they zero in on Lynch, what they're going to do. I think that's kind of the biggest question mark going in.
Yeah, as we wrap up, I was going to go into that a little bit too, just the factor of if the Seahawks want to win, just look at the Ravens, Dolphins, and Chiefs game that the Patriots played. They got run on the whole game, and that's a big reason why they lost. If you can open up the pass, so run first, open up the pass, the Seahawks have a good chance of winning, and Pete Carroll can have a solid game plan going in. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to have more Super Bowl coverage coming up next.